Why invest in innovation? It increases your gross margins and helps you create new markets, helps keep your clients loyal, and no innovation means decline and extinction. So the clients love to, and all of us are clients, we love to, to keep on being excited by new developments, new innovations that come from our favorite brands. So we definitely want to keep on seeing, innovations coming from our favorite suppliers, and that keeps our loyalty to them really high. Anytime a company stops innovating, they start to lose a lot of market share. They start to lose a lot of client base because people will go to the next innovative company. And there are many examples of that. So can you remember what is an example of some company that used to be really big, was doing very well, but they stopped innovating, and suddenly, now we don't hear much about them. So Fadi is saying Nokia. That's a great example. Yeah. So Nokia, some time back, was really a star company. We used to use it as a case, use the case study of Nokia in many different situations. But now they've just lost, for the past many years, they've just lost that ability to innovate and come up with anything really that wows the customers. And a very good one is Kodak, as Pakina was saying. Kodak used to be a giant. It controlled a whole industry of photography, was a household name, and they just didn't innovate enough when the digital wave came, and they've died out. And Raj is saying HP, even though HP's tagline is invent, but they're probably inventing but not innovating enough, I think, these days. So they've also lost a lot of opportunity to be able to innovate. And again, you can see as these companies stopped innovating, they lost, margins. They're losing market share. They're going out of a lot of businesses. Lego is a great example of such a simple innovation that has been able to sustain, a lot of different changes that have happened in the market, and it still has, produced huge amounts of profitability and revenue for this company. And the original design is still the same. It's been like this for many, many years. You could see that even Lego these days are starting to get into online apps. So you've got a Lego app on iTunes that you can download. So they are innovating and trying to be up to date with the various technologies that are happening. You see that they innovated in the way that they created their stores. And at the same time, there's a really great innovation that Lego came up with many years ago, but it's still a great thing. They have one division in Lego that is called Lego Serious Play. And this division caters for corporate training and corporate brainstorming sessions. So even though Lego is children's and a toys company, but they've created this one division that makes a lot of money from selling consulting activities to large corporations, large organizations, by helping people think and work in teams better using Lego building blocks. So again, it's an example of a very simple innovation. So innovation doesn't need to be very complicated. What is innovation? So it's not an idea. It's not an invention. There are tens of millions of ideas out there, and ideas are worthless by themselves. An idea without actual implementation and follow-up and doesn't really mean much. On the other hand, it's not an invention either. Invention could be done without a specific objective or output out of it. So we could invent a triangular door. That could be an invention. But does a triangular door have much use? Would people be willing to pay for it? That's another story. So an invention could be anything that is created. And the same goes for creativity. We could be very creative and come up with some really creative ideas, but if they're not having a substantial positive change and impact for people, and people aren't able to see the value of this change so that they're willing to pay for it, then it's not an innovation. So innovation helps in driving growth, as we said. It's the ultimate driver to extend your business horizon. It helps you differentiate yourself from the competition. So I saw earlier Fadi had mentioned this. It takes you on what is called a blue ocean strategy instead of a red sea where everyone is competing for the same thing. At the same time, it helps you compete on something other than price, because if you don't have much differentiation, you're basically the only differentiator you can work on is the price. And this is what happens to a lot of companies that have to undercut their prices to differentiate themselves and stay in the market. Whereas if they were able to come up with some really good innovation that others are not, don't have, and that differentiates what they have from others, the margins could be much better. Of course, it affects strategic planning. It leads to a lot of wealth creation, and it also helps in stimulating the economy, and a lot of competition itself helps create the innovation that is out there. The need is the mother of invention, so when we're competing hard, we want to innovate to come up with something really new. And another case study here is about Google and YouTube. You've heard a lot about how Google gives their employees 20% of their time to work on projects that are, that are personal to them. So out of the 5 days of the 5 working days which Google employees have, one of those days is given to them to work on any project that they would like to work on. And this has created so many different products that Google has made use of and been able to resell and make a lot of money from them. So they also hold this dedicated innovation week where all of the teams come together and work on different kinds of ideas that could be innovative.